Alright, I'm back, guys. I know it's been a while. I'm sorry. I was sick. Still am. I am still kind of getting over it, but the whole sore throat thing is gone. I can now talk. Anyway, I just got done watching the extremely long video game awards show that Spike does every year. It's called VGX now. They kind of rebooted it. And I think leading up to this awards show, it looked like it was finally going to be taken seriously, and this was going to be the video game awards show that we all wanted. They were going to have amazing world premieres for games that we can't wait for and that we want to see more of. And especially myself, I was thinking, well, finally we're moving out of this stupid child's play of a show that we've always had for these years. We're finally going to be getting to a more serious tone. I think I like the format of this show better than the previous ones, because there's more content and there was more to show. At the same time, there was stuff, like really odd decision choices that kind of made it, it was kind of goofy. It was still goofy. And, I don't want goofy. I want something that's taken seriously, I don't want to be... I'm going to talk about it, alright? Because I got a whole list of stuff I wrote down, which I'm going to give you guys my whole opinion on all the content that was announced, that was shown, and all the games that won for their respective categories. All right, so the first things first. There was a brand new announcement that they were touting, and this announcement was Tales. I think it's called Tales from the Borderlands, a Telltale game series. And I saw this and I was like, oh, that's funny. That's funny. I thought it was a joke. It's not a joke. They had Randy Pritchford up there and whoever that guy is from Telltale Games, and they were talking, they were having a serious conversation about this game. I'm like, why? Why? Why does there need to be a Telltale game series about Borderlands? I mean, really? I mean, I'm just saying, I'm like, just why? Why does this need to happen? But, no, I mean, I guess it is happening. Gearbox Software, as a developer, they're pretty decent. Really, they only made Borderlands, and because Borderlands was such a successful franchise, everyone thinks they're great developers. I mean, these are the guys who brought us Aliens, Colonial Marines, as well as the Duke Nukem reboot thing that they're doing, which weren't really great games at all. They were pretty much just decent. I never played Aliens, but I played Duke Nukem, and it was okay. It wasn't horrendous, but it was okay. And I think everyone just treats Gearbox Software, because they made two great games, like they're just some spectacular god. It's weird. So they're making this weird Borderlands tie-in Telltale. It's just weird. I'm just, why? I think this whole time, the whole time, they had Joel McHale, who is the host of The Soup on the E channel. They had him doing the hosting for the VGX awards, and it was weird. In the beginning, he looked really bored and uninterested. He stood there like he wasn't even interested at all. It was very odd. And they had they had Jeff Keighley over there, sitting right next to him. Jeff always does a great job. It's basically what he does. Seriously, I think they should just let Jeff host the awards by himself. He can do a fantastic job instead of just saying, "Oh no, we have to get Joel in here." And there was an odd relationship between the two of them. You could tell the tenseness, because Jeff was like, "All right, let's go on with the show," and Joel just wanted to fuck around. It was just odd, it was very odd. A lot of times they interrupted each other and they just went on about random crap. So, and Jeff really looked embarrassed because of that. It was just very odd. Then finally, after rumors and a lot of speculation, it was finally confirmed that Tomb Raider is getting a definitive version for next-gen platforms exclusively, the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. When I first heard the rumor about this, I was thinking, alright, it's probably going to be 1080p with the graphics of the PC, I don't need to buy it again. But it's not. It's built on an upgraded engine. They completely redid her whole facial structures. There's brand new dynamic events in the environment. Now, whether it actually affects the trees and everything, and there's actually interactable foliage and stuff like that, and it's just like a complete sort of rebuild with next gen tools, and they added tress effects to the hair. I think it's a more upgraded tress effect, so it behaves more realistically. And I wasn't gonna buy it. I wasn't gonna buy it before because I was like, all right, it's gonna be PC graphics, whatever. And I have the game on PC anyway. I don't need to get it again. But actually seeing it, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna get it. And I was actually considering like really pre-ordering it over at my GameStop because it comes out in late January. Like it's right around next month, or it's right around the corner. I was like, great, okay, this is gonna be nice. I'll just play Tomb Raider again on maybe the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, whatever console I decide to get it for, in anticipation for for the new next gen games coming. Just okay, great, this is awesome. But this is my problem with this release. All right, it's essentially a Game of the Year version. It comes with all the DLC for multiplayer, which no one really wants, because no one really played the multiplayer. I don't know if they retweaked the multiplayer in this. They may have retweaked the multiplayer so it actually works and it's actually playable and fun. Actually fun to play. We'll see. But I was gonna buy this, and then I saw the price tag, and they're still charging you $60 for this game, like it's a brand new game. And I was expecting like a $40, kind of thing. I was like, okay, fine, if it's $40, I'll go ahead and buy it, no problem. But it's $60. It's $60, and you get an art book essentially. And you're like, all right, that's fine, but what if I don't want the art book? Can I just get the standard edition? You can get the standard edition, but Amazon currently has the standard edition listed for, again, $60. So you're paying $60 and you're forced to get this art book, which is probably cool. You have an art book, it's cool art, whatever. I like art. But it's, again, like, I wish I had the option to not buy this art book, because I don't want to spend $60 on a game. I already have 2 copies of the game. I have for Xbox 360, and I have a digital copy on PC, and now I'm gonna have another copy for either the PS4 or Xbox One. And it's like, seriously, like, can I get a little bit of a discount? The game's old. It's almost a year old, and you still want $60? I mean, really? So my purchase, I'm definitely gonna play it because I do want to experience it in the new upgraded next gen visuals, but whether it's going to be a release date purchase or not is contingent based on financially how I'm doing. So if I'm doing fine, I'm like, okay, fine, I can buy a video game today. I have a couple spending cash left over. Fine, I'll go ahead and buy it, because right around the corner after that we have Thief, we have Infamous, we have Titanfall, we have like all these games coming. Back after back, so it's gonna be hard, But Tomb Raider, I do actually like that instead of it just being the PC version of the game ported to next gen systems, it actually is an upgraded version with brand new facial animations, brand new environment and textures, and I think it's gonna be pretty cool. So I will definitely go ahead and get it. Whether, again, I don't know whether it's gonna be unreleased or not, but I am actually happy that it's not just a port. It's actually a good remake. Best action adventure game went to Assassin's Creed 4, and I was kind of surprised about this. I think I voted, what did I vote for? I think I voted for Grand Theft Auto 5. I may have voted for Last of Us. I'm not sure, but The Last of Us was more of a survival horror game for me, and like a stealth game. It wasn't really action adventure like Uncharted is, But Assassin's Creed 4 won Best Action Adventure Game. I mean, I've been playing the game. I'm going to be getting into it later today. I've lately had to study for finals and stuff, so I've been using the companion app on my phone, and I have like 15,000, what do you call those whatever the economy system is. I have like 15,000 credits stored in my captain's cabin. I haven't gone back to it and claimed, so I need to go back and play the game. And I'm liking the game so far. I think it's the best Assassin's Creed game yet, except 2 is still better. I'm still looking for a game that tops Assassin's Creed 2. It hasn't come yet, but Assassin's Creed 4 is a great game. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I'm taking my time with it, like I've said. And it's been tough because I just took a final today. Today's Saturday, and I had to take a final today. I have a final on Monday, and I have my last final on Thursday. So, but after that, over the winter, I'm definitely going to have a lot of time. I'll definitely be beating Assassin's Creed 4 and probably posting up a written review up on the website. Oh, that's also another thing. A little bit of a plug. I posted up my Rise, Son of Rome and Battlefield 4 review up on the IndustrialGamer.com website. You can go check them out and read them. They're written reviews, but you can, hear my opinions on those games if you want. Anyway, that's that. Then they actually had Reggie Fils-Aimé come over and talk about new Donkey Kong, and immediately I was like, wow, Nintendo support, that's unexpected, but that's actually great. I'm actually happy that they're not saying, oh yeah, fuck Nintendo, I mean, they're actually giving them a chance to talk about their upcoming games. It was kind of funny because the whole time, both Jeff was just pressuring like Reggie. I mean, it's odd because I would never, if I was a journalist, I would never have the guts to really ask a hardcore question like, oh, how the sales doing for that game, or are we going to see any other new announcements? Why haven't we seen the other games? These are the questions that Jeff was implying during the whole interview, and I was like, wow, and I've seen some interviews and stuff like that with Adam Sessler and Angry Joe where, they're asking serious hard questions, and personally, I don't think I would be able to do that, just out of respect for the person. But they're really pressuring Reggie, like they're saying, do you have any more announcements? Is there a new Metro game in development? Is what they're basically saying, where's the content for Wii U? And Reggie was like, it's coming, and he was kind of getting a little bit annoyed, you could tell. So it was an interesting interview, but I'm glad that they had Nintendo on there. It's always good to get that support on there, and I'm glad Nintendo actually did go up on stage and present their product. However, it was just Donkey Kong, but whatever. As far as my opinion on the Wii U, probably 2014 I will invest in a Wii U. I'm waiting for another price drop. When it gets down to like $200. Then I'll go ahead and buy it. And really the only game I have my eye on is Bayonetta 2. That's like it. So I mean I really don't know. As far as the Wii U goes, probably at the end of 2014 is when I'll actually start considering getting one. I just need it again. I need the content. I need the software license. I'm not biased towards it. I think it does have potential. But it just needs that hardcore first-party franchise. It needs a Halo. It needs a Killzone, an Uncharted, a Gears of War. It needs something for a hardcore audience. And once it gains that hardcore title and or series, then people will start flocking over. The problem is not the console and the power of the console itself. The problem is that there's no hardcore title on there. The average hardcore gamer like myself doesn't care about Mario Kart or Super Smash Bros. Yes, they're fun. They're fun games to play, and I enjoy playing them. But I'm not going to go out of my way to get one on release. I'll see in the bargain bin. All right, I'll get this game, whatever. But yeah, that's basically it. They actually asked Reggie directly about Sony and Microsoft. Jeff actually sat there and said, what are your opinions on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4? And Reggie gave a very direct answer, saying they're great consoles. They got their side. We're focusing on our stuff, and we've been having a great successful year. So I mean it's hard to say. Nintendo doesn't really want to admit what's going on in the personal in the world right now with the Wii U. The problem is there's no marketing for the Wii U. My sister still to this day. Before I even mentioned the Wii U to her, she just thought, oh, it was a controller. My mom thought it was just a controller. There are just people who think it's just the controller. It's not an actual new console. And the name of the console was a mistake. They never market. This is all stuff that we know, but just for the sake of the interview, I'm just mentioning the stuff that they fucked up on. But seriously, I was really surprised they asked the hardcore questions, and I mean they answered it. Anyway, best sports game goes to NBA 2K14. I don't really care. I mean, I voted for the game because if I was forced to play any of the sports games on that list, NBA was probably going to be the game I would be most lenient towards. But yeah, NBA 2K14 won. Great. Quantum Break, not Quantic. I got confused with Quantum Dream and Quantum Break. No, Quantum Break. They showed official gameplay. The guys over at Remedy, they had that Frankenstein-looking guy talk, and you can barely understand him. You can make out a few words, but it's a TV show. It's weird because the game looks fantastic, but I don't watch TV. And the way it's supposed to work is your decisions in the game affect what's going to happen in the television. Now, they sort of did that thing with that game Defiance, but it was a television program aired on live television, and I'm starting to ask myself, like, okay, is the program going to be like an Xbox exclusive? Will I literally have specific episodes that are catered towards my playstyle and my decision making in the game that I can watch personally, so the show actually makes sense? I mean, I really don't know. As far as the game goes, it looks fantastic. It really looks amazing. The level of graphics and stuff, it really does look fantastic. And I'm curious to know whether, because I was watching the stream. I think it was a 1080p stream I was watching. It looked 1080p stream. There were a couple jaggies in the distance, so I'm curious to know what the actual resolution and the frame rate is of the game. But as far as the graphics go, the core graphics, the game looks phenomenal. Like, I thought that when they first revealed the initial gameplay and they showed that, cutscene, it looked pre-rendered. But no, that's actual in-engine, in-game footage. It actually does look that good. Quantum Break is my most anticipated Xbox One title, and I can't wait for it. They don't have a release date. Well, they said they had one in mind, but they're not ready to talk about it yet. I think it's going to come out in fall of 2014. That seems most likely. And definitely we're going to be seeing a huge full-blown one at E3 2014. They're definitely going to hammer it down. But Quantum Break looks really good, and I'm really excited for it. It's a third-person action game, but you can manipulate time in the environment to affect your play style, and I think it's going to be really cool, and I can't wait for it. Grand Theft Auto 5 won Game of the Year. I don't think really anyone would be surprised about that. I voted for Grand Theft Auto 5 purely based on what the game gave you for the value of the game held. The Last of Us, I gave best game overall this generation, but when it came down to it, The Last of Us was linear in its core gameplay. It was a third-person survival horror action shooter. But whereas Grand Theft Auto 5 could be a driving game, third-person shooter, there's an exploration game, golf. It's like you have all these different play styles, and really you can't compete with that. You really can't compete with that. But they did show, they did announce that. I wasn't really surprised at all. I was like, okay, Grand Theft Auto 5 won. I mean, really, when you have all those other games, The Last of Us, Bioshock Infinite, Tomb Raider, when you have that game, all those games going up against the Titan, I mean, it's really not surprising. And all those games were great games, and they are Game of the Year material, but I really don't think anyone would be surprised about Grand Theft Auto 5 winning Game of the Year. I mean, it was kind of, foreseen. They showed a new Destiny. I hate these world premieres because they tout it as gameplay reveals, new gameplay reveals, but they're just trailers. They're all just trailers. So they had this trailer from Destiny. This trailer from Destiny they showed, and it kind of looks stupid. The core gameplay looked cool, but the way the trailer was structured was stupid. They had this annoying music that I wasn't really into, and it was just an odd. I would have preferred a brand new gameplay segment rather than this just weird gameplay trailer. But it's nothing that we haven't seen before. It showed people working around, people using powers and customizing weapons, whatever. I'm definitely getting the game on release. I think it's going to be really good. I'm getting it for the PlayStation 4. It's coming out September 9th. The beta for Destiny is coming out exclusively early on the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4, I believe. And it's supposed to be, the beta is actually starting in the summer officially. So previously, I think GameStop and everyone else had a release placeholder for June 30th, but it's now September 9th. It's going to be a fall 2014 game. It's actually good that it's coming out in September because, that's kind of the season where, well, actually, no, September is when everyone really goes back to school. So I would have preferred the summer release for that because then we would have just had months of nothingness. But, I mean, we'll see. But they had a new Destiny trailer. It looked like Destiny. It was, to be expected. Then they showed the guys over at Ubisoft and Massive Entertainment. No. Is it Massive Entertainment? I believe it is. Whoever the guys who were making the Division, they unveiled their brand new Snowdrop Engine trailer. And this game is the best looking game I have ever seen in my entire life. This game achieves photorealism unlike any other game I have ever seen. When you look at this game and you look off into the distance in the environment, it looks like real life. It really does. And they were talking about how the next gen, I mean, keep in mind, when that first gameplay reveal, sort of, that they showed at E3, the guy was playing it on a PS4 controller. It was originally announced as a PS4 and Xbox One only next gen titles, but a lot of people got together and complained that it wasn't coming to PC, and now it's coming to PC too, I suppose. But this game looks great. It looks fantastic. The technology they're using is just unparalleled, and I can't wait to play the game. It looks incredible. I don't know what system I am getting it for yet. I know Xbox One has exclusive content, but I want to see the differences. Is it going to be a lower resolution and frame rate on the Xbox One? Is it going to be the same on both platforms? Which controller am I ultimately going to like better? I know that you guys have been asking which do I prefer, PS4 or Xbox One. I really don't have an answer for you guys yet. I love this controller and everything. I think it feels fantastic. I love the way it handles. I played Battlefield 4 on this, Killzone. I haven't played a racing game on this, but I am expecting to get Need for Speed Rivals as a Christmas gift. So when I do get my hands on a racing game, I'll definitely know how you guys do. The Xbox One controller I like as well, except the bumpers are... I really have to get used to the bumpers, and the thumbsticks also are much smaller, and I don't like them as much as far as the texture and the way they use it. It's a controller that you have to get used to, and I haven't spent a lot of time with that. Usually, like right now, guys, this weekend I would have been over at the Xbox house, but I had a final to do, so I'm over at the PS4 house. So I haven't been with my Xbox One in 2 weeks. I haven't touched it at all. So I need to get back in there. I need to play more Forza. Probably going to be playing more Call of Duty Online, and we'll see how it goes, alright? But, yeah, I really don't have an answer for you guys yet as far as what is my favorite controller and which console I think is better overall. I don't really like telling you guys which is better, because I'd rather tell you from a professional standpoint the features and the expected future of both of these platforms, so you guys can make an educated decision on whether or not you want to get it. My friends, I'm still the only one out of my friends that I know personally who actually have a next-gen system, so it's not like I can go play with my best friends or whatever. They're still don't even know whether they want an Xbox One or PS4. They're still making up their mind. It's hard. It really is difficult, but I digress. Let's continue. Gone Home won Best Independent Game. That's great. It was quite an experience. I watched a full playthrough of the game. I did not buy it, but I do want to go ahead and purchase it. I believe the game's on sale right now, actually. I definitely am going to be playing it, and playing it by myself, and on my specific playthrough. But I did watch a playthrough of it, and I really did enjoy the game. And, it's cool that really unique independent experiences like that where, you're just walking around the house, but you're discovering something in this rich story, this really rich story with deep character development. And you're trying to figure out what really happened. It's a really interesting mystery, and it's really awesome how games of that small scale can have such an impact on the gaming industry. So that's great. Then finally we hit 25,000 tweets or whatever they had. They're saying if we hit 25,000 tweets or whatever, we'll unveil something big, something massive. And I was like, wow, right? And they said no, it's not Fallout 4. Bethesda said it's not. Bethesda said don't get your hopes up for Fallout 4, right? It's not happening yet. It's not happening yet. I kind of thought, oh, maybe they may show it, but no, it's not happening yet. Fallout 4 is not happening yet, but hopefully it will happen. But the big surprise was Telltale Games' Game of Thrones series. And I saw this and I was like, man. I was a little bit disappointed, not because, I don't like Games of Thrones or anything, but because I was expecting a big announcement, and this was like, oh, okay. Telltale's working on everything. They're working on Games of Thrones. They're working on Tales from the Borderlands, The Walking Dead Season 2, The Wolf Among Us Season 1. I believe they have another game on here. Hold on, let me check my list. No. No, okay, good. Yeah, they're working on 4 franchises at the same time, guys. 4 franchises at the same time. What the hell? And this is supposed to be an indie developer. I mean, they must be spread thin over. I want to see how big they are, actually. I wonder how big their studio is. But making a Games of Thrones series, I don't watch Games of Thrones. I don't watch TV at all. I don't watch South Park. I don't watch Family. I just don't watch TV at all. TV is... I just stopped. I just completely stopped watching TV. I've stopped watching TV for years. There would be no use at all for a cable box in my home if I were to live by myself. No use at all. I would not even have to worry about cable bills every month because I would honestly not use it at all. But, yeah. Whatever. I really don't care about the Game of Thrones stuff. Some of you guys might, but I really don't care. Then they showed this brand new independent game called No Man's Skies. And... No Man's Sky. Alright, it was a brand new announcement. And I saw, immediately as I saw this game, I was like, oh, it looks like The Witness, but if you hack the game and you can go different places. And then they showed more gameplay. This game is, like, huge. Alright, like, massive. The exploration in this game is unparalleled for an indie game. You can go to completely different planets. You can take a spaceship, fly out of the atmosphere of whatever planet you're on, then go to a completely different planet within that solar system, and it's just like, whoa! And all this is, you know, you're supposed to go around and figure out, just explore. This game looks incredible. We haven't got a word on what consoles it's coming for, whether it's going to be a PC exclusive or not. But I'm definitely going to check this game out when it releases. It looks really, really good. So after that, they showed brand new Dying Light gameplay, and I'm still a bit iffy. All right, the only reason I'm iffy is the game looks great. It looks great, but these are the guys who made Dead Island, and Dead Island was one of the most disappointing, most sad games in terms of what happened to the game I've ever experienced. I mean, it was a co-op game built from the ground up. The only reason you think that you may think that Dead Island was actually a good game is if you played it with people. If you played it by yourself, the game was atrocious. It was disgusting. It was unpolished, and it was just awful. Alright? And I tried going back to that game multiple times. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's a horrendous game, and I hate it to death. So yeah, but Dying Light looks interesting because it's combining that parkour style gameplay that's very unique from Mirror's Edge and putting it in a sort of Dead Island type of world. You know, you're in this odd city. It looks like the slums. It looks really weird, and there's zombies. I don't know. The thing that I really hope that they all accomplished is an emotional storyline. And you need games like Dead Island. When they first announced it and they first showed that trailer, I was like, wow, this is going to be an emotional, gripping zombie story. And you never had that before with the game until The Last of Us just recently. But this is going to be a game where it's going to pull you in, it's going to be emotional, but it's going to be within a zombie apocalypse. And most of these games that come out that have a zombie apocalypse story are just care about, you know, the zombies and killing shit. It's not about the emotion, it's just about having fun and going around and doing shit and collecting stuff. And I want something with an engrossing story. And I think that Dying Light, I hope they got a Dying Light just has a decent story, a good enough story to the fact that it's interesting and I want to play through it. If not, I hope the gameplay is great because that is something I can also say of the game as well. If the gameplay is amazing, we'll see. But they showed brand new gameplay on PS4. It's already been confirmed that the game is running at 1080p native on the PS4, and it looks really, really good. I'm definitely getting that game on release. I don't know which platform yet. I kind of want to go for Xbox One just because I'm looking at the games I'm actually planning to get for Xbox One, and it's a very low margin. I want to kind of increase it a little bit. But I have to look at the controls. I'm gonna have to look at the controls. I'm gonna have to get a feel for the controller, obviously, because if it's gonna be like Mirror's Edge, where you're using that stupid bumper to jump, even though it worked great in Mirror's Edge, I'm not gonna want to do that with the Xbox One controller. The Xbox One controller bumper is I can't imagine myself playing Mirror's Edge or a game like Dying Light on it. I can't if I'm gonna be using this button to jump and stuff like that. I just can't imagine it. But we're gonna see. All right, guys. Definitely am getting the game. Just don't know which platform yet. But it's going to be contingent based on obviously the control set and depending on whether or not I can get used to those bumpers on the Xbox One controller. But it does look good. It does look good. They had PewDiePie come on, and I'm just like, why? I mean, I don't watch PewDiePie. I'm not subscribed to him, but like, why? I mean, it's stuff like this. Like, why does he need to come? Why do we need Tobuscus at Ubisoft? Why do we need PewDiePie at the VGX? Like, why do we need these people? They have an internet presence. They make great, entertaining content for people, and that's great. But why do they need to be like invading the stage and trying to be funny and all this stuff? I mean, sure, it's great, but it's like, you know, why? Why couldn't a developer just said, all right, let's just switch to a night cycle and do this? And I was watching the video, and you know, I'm not subscribed to him, so I don't really see his content, and I wasn't really laughing that much. I was like, he's making funny, weird noises, and it's just, I mean, I was, the gameplay looked, you know, interesting, and interesting enough, you saw that it actually showed the Xbox A button, so that was actually gameplay. It could have been gameplay from the PC version or the Xbox One version, which we have yet to see, and that's unconfirmed. Or it could have been a current-gen Xbox 360 build, but it looked better than that. But we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see. But they showed that new. I mean, Dying Light, it does look good, and it's caught my attention enough to the point where I'm gonna buy it on release. But we're just gonna see. All right. I'm just really worried because those guys with Dead Island, I just hope it doesn't turn into another, oh, it's co-op only, or it's essentially you can play single player, but it's just supposed to be played co-op. This is the way the game is meant to be played, with co-op and stuff. I don't want to have a game like that. You know, let me play by myself. I want to play co-op, I'll go play co-op with some people, but don't write the story in a way that hinders the single player experience. You know, it's just awful. Alright. Then actually after that, they showed brand new Thief gameplay, which is a game I'm highly anticipating. I love stealth games, so this is going to be the first Thief game I play. I actually have Thief Deadly Shadows installed on my PC. I played it for probably 20 minutes. I'm like, I can't get used to this. The game's kind of too old for me, for the point where I actually can get used to it, but they showed a brand new Thief story trailer, and is it just me, or does the game actually the facial animations and the art direction for the faces, they look worse than they did previously? It's weird. It looks like they copied the faces off Dishonored and stuck them on there, but it looks just their facial animation, the actual environments, the detail in the environments is actually really good. I mean, they're using tessellation, and there's many particle effects, dynamic shadows, you know, lots of ambient lighting and ambient occlusion. It looks really, really good in terms of the textures and visuals. It's just those facial animations, I don't know, you know. I'm going to be getting the game on release for the PlayStation 4. I will be having a video next month, guys, detailing exactly which games I pre-ordered and for what consoles. Alright, so that will be coming. And I'll be making a video telling you guys, alright, these are all the games I pre-ordered, and these are all the consoles I'm getting it for. And of course, those are subject to change. Alright, just because I'm getting Destiny on, I don't know, just because I'm getting whatever game on PS4 doesn't mean that I won't change it to Xbox One for whatever reason in the future. Alright, but I will be doing a video next month where I actually go to GameStop and I pre-order like 10 games, and I'll be showing you guys what I'm getting next year. At least for the first, you know, the games that actually have released, the first, second, maybe third quarter of the year. Alright, after that, they had BioShock Infinite as the best shooter. It won. It was going up against Battlefield 4 and Call of Duty, which I think everyone, I mean, in terms of best shooter, really. But Metro Last Light had a good chance, but I think a lot of people didn't really play Metro because it's a smaller scale type of game made by a lot. Metro isn't really for everyone. It's not like BioShock where, oh, you say BioShock, everyone knows what BioShock is. You say Metro, and people are like, oh yeah, Metro. Wait, what's Metro? And they kind of get confused, but it just doesn't have that wide popularity like BioShock does. But BioShock Infinite, look, I think I voted for that as best shooter. Looks really good. Or it won, and that's really awesome. I'm glad. That's great. After that, they showed Witcher 3 gameplay. Again, another Witcher 3 trailer. We didn't see much of the game, but we actually saw some good gameplay. The game looks great. Graphically, it looks fantastic. And I beat The Witcher 2 a couple weeks ago. I want to say about a month ago or so, a month and a half ago. And, I enjoyed the game. So I'm really excited for Witcher 3. I'm definitely getting that on release as well. Probably on the Xbox One. We're going to have to see. But, yeah, Witcher 3. It looks pretty good. So we got to see more gameplay of that. I'm actually really excited to see Cyberpunk 2077, which they'll probably do a proper unveil somewhere around E3 of 2014 or even the end of 2014, because the expected release for Cyberpunk is around 2015. So we'll see. Then, Troy Baker won Best Voice Actor. He had a 50% extra chance over the other nominees. Seriously, he had a 2 out of 4 chance. It was just weird. But he did win. I think he won as Joel for playing Joel in The Last of Us. I actually voted for Stephen Ogden, or whatever his name is, the guy who played Trevor. I voted for him because he really made that character come alive. And, I like Troy. I think he's a great voice actor, and he did amazing work at BioShock Infinite and The Last of Us. But, I really think that the guy who did the voice of Trevor, if it was any other person, I really don't think he really made that guy come alive. And I said that when I was voting, but he just made that character. But Troy Baker won Best Voice Actor. No one can argue. He was like in everything. Seriously, he's the new Nolan North now. Where is Nolan North? No one's ever talking about him anymore. I don't really see his names that much in games. Like, what happened to him? It's odd. It's like Troy Baker comes in and Nolan goes away in the distance. But maybe Troy Baker's gonna start stagnating, and maybe, I don't know, Nolan North's gonna come back up again. I really haven't seen Nolan North at all lately. Maybe for the new Uncharted, who knows? Studio of the Year went to Naughty Dog. I was actually surprised about that because I voted for Rockstar Games because of the amazing technology and all the work they put into Grand Theft Auto 5. But the guys over at Naughty Dog, they made a fantastic game, and I'm really glad that they did win Studio of the Year. So that's great. Then they had Titanfall come up, and they had this new amazing announcement for Titanfall, and I thought it was gonna be like, oh wait, what's gonna happen? Is it gonna be are they gonna announce that it's gonna have a single player campaign now after all? Or I thought they were saying it's a huge announcement, but it's just a new Titan. I guess what they're doing now is you'll have different types of Titans for different classes. So if you're more of a speed guy, you choose a speed Titan. You're more of a melee type of slow but take on all the damage type of a heavy machine gun type person, you choose this Titan. If you're more of a just assault, I'll just walk around and shoot some stuff, you have that Titan for that. The game looks good. I'm really excited for it. I'm definitely getting it on release. But yeah, you got a brand new Titan. They actually unveiled another new Titan later on in the show and showed some cool new gameplay of what that Titan can do. So it's pretty cool. And this is kind of funny. One of the guys on Twitter asked Vince Zampella, are you guys going to have a Kinect integration in Titanfall? And Vince went like this. No. It was like an immediate, like, boom. No. It was just like, it was awesome because, Microsoft is like, oh, and the developers will be able to use it, and everyone's going to have it now, and it's going to be, this is going to be a tool that developers will always use, and it's going to be a full front for development, but no. like Titanfall's not having it, and that's an exclusive too. That's an exclusive for Microsoft, and it's not even having it on there. I was really surprised about it. It's a third-party exclusive, but still. Yeah, it's kind of funny how he was very direct and very quick with that answer. Then they had this music of GTA 5. They're constantly panning back and forth. The music was good, but the presentation of it, they had like these guys talking and they're like making fools of themselves, and it was pathetic. I was like, what the hell? Like, They would come on, talk and goof around for 5 minutes, and then just go back. It was like, well, why don't you just show the music? The music didn't come to like at the end, so it was just weird. I didn't like how that whole music of GTA 5 was. I could have actually gone to it. I could have driven down to, I think, Santa Monica where it was, because it was free. It was actually free to get in. So I could have went there actually and went there myself and experienced it. But I'm actually glad I didn't go, because it just, I don't care about live performances. I'm not a concert music type of person. But the music was good. Just the goofiness and stuff was not great. It was pathetic. Yeah, though, it was just, that was basically it. It was after the music, they were like, alright, thanks for watching. Overall, I think there was a 3-hour presentation that took a long time. I think a lot of it was decent. I didn't watch last year's, and people seem to like last year's, but I didn't watch last year's because I was actually, I believe I was in the car, or I was out, I was like out at the time it was being aired, so. Anyway, yeah, that's all for my coverage. Honestly, what I think, it was good to watch for the reveals, but everything else was like you know. But we got some good reveals, and I think everyone does watch people watch the VGAs not to see who wins Game of the Year, but to see the reveals and the content and stuff like that. That's what people really do watch the content for. So, but that's it, guys. So I will talk to you all later. I just want to get this quick vlog up. I know it's kind of been a while. Battlefield 4's China Rising DLC came out for premium members. I believe it comes out next week for the public. May do videos on that. I actually just got the rank 25, but I'm going to be playing Assassin's Creed 4 today. I have finals. My last day of, I go to school Monday, and I go to school Thursday, and then I'm done. I'm like done. That's it for my semester. So that's it. I'll talk to you guys later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you thought about the VGXs. Alright, bye.